My name is Demeter Willow, and I am here making my first ever YouTube video, style related YouTube video. And I'm really excited about it. So, this video is inspired by Evangeline Molly, who made this super cool study of the Kitchener essences. And I watched that the other day and I loved it. I just thought it was so fun. And I thought seeing all of the essences on her was such a great way to actually get a sense of what jived with her personality, and hearing her reflections on it was just really, really cool. So today I'm going to do that with outfits. So before we get into it, I'll just a little overview. Kitchener Essences, if you haven't heard, is a system of 7 essences that basically are associated with facial features and describe what kind of vibe you give off. A lot of people talk about them in relation to typecasting and things like that. And a lot of people talk about them in relation to personal style and how you can make sure that your personal style sort of matches or harmonizes with you. People tend to have a blend of 3 or more. Some people have 2, but most people will have a blend of around 3-ish, typically. That's usually what people say to start with also, because it's easy to start playing around with it. In Evangeline Molly's video, she did her study with makeup, which I think was really effective and a very good way to do it because it's on your face, and Kitchener's mostly about your face. But I have a tiny makeup collection and very sensitive skin and very sensitive eyes, so I'm not going to do that because it's way outside of my skills, abilities, or resources right now. I'm going to try and do it with clothing items. And I'm going to try and make an outfit for each one that sort of encapsulates that essence as best that I can out of clothing items that I've found in my own wardrobe. So I'm definitely going to be struggling with some. Ingenue and ethereal, I'm looking at you. We'll see what happens. All right, let's jump into it. All right, here we are. This is the first essence, and we are doing dramatic. So I think definitely this coat is very dramatic. It's my favorite thing about it. It's very epic. It's very sharp. It's quite big. It's quite dark. And I think that there's definitely elements of this look that lean a little bit classic. But I think the fact that it's not very moderate, it's very sort of big. The pants are too long. The jacket's huge. These things make it a little bit more dramatic and a little bit less classic, even though it's sort of very clean. And this is what's underneath. So this very sharp, high neckline to me says dramatic, and I think the base definitely is leaning a little bit more classic inspired, has a little bit of that as well. But I think overall, just the level of sharpness, the proportion being a little bit longer and a little bit less moderate, and everything being a little bit sleek is what makes this more dramatic than classic for me. My hair is doing the best it can to be sleek and slick, which is not a thing it does. So I did the best I could there, and I overall feel pretty okay in this, I think. It doesn't feel like super duper separate from me. I think it feels very formal, and it feels a little bit fancy. I would never wear this just like in my regular life, unless I was feeling a little fancy pantsy. But I could definitely see myself wearing a look like this to a dinner or a slightly more formal thing, especially if I wanted to feel impressive or kind of intimidating, which is a thing I like to feel when I have to go to things that scare me. I like to feel a little scary myself. So yeah, I think this works okay on me, which makes sense. When I have talked in communities online before, I have definitely got dramatic as the most frequent flyer in my Essence blend. So that makes sense to me. I actually like the slightly more sleek hair more than I thought I would. I don't usually like hair like that on me. I think the bangs help a lot because they make it less sleek. And yeah. And I really like the way my shoulders look in this top. And these are my fancy pants. I only wear them to fancy events, and they're very good for that. And I feel very comfortable in them. And very fancy. So yeah, I think this is overall pretty successful. And I think that I have dramatic as part of my blend. All right, here's the next one. So this is the Natural Essence. And so here we're looking at loose, undone, relaxed, casual, approachable, friendly, easygoing, these kinds of things, these kinds of vibes. It's often a little bit bigger, chunkier, more blunt, sort of straight shapes. Yeah, that kind of energy. So these are my very straight leg Levi's, Flintstones, this big heavy duty brown leather belt, and then this very relaxed linen shirt, and altogether a generally sort of muted, unobtrusive, earthy-ish color palette. This is as earthy as I get. I don't wear a lot of brown. So this blue is the closest I get to earthy in my wardrobe. Yeah. And the sort of more loose, undone hair. And then I have some bigger earrings on that you probably can't see very well from over there, but they are here. So this is another one that I get a lot as being part of my setup, part of my blend. And I would say that probably one of the biggest proportions of my wardrobe is natural. This wasn't super hard for me to put together. These are like my favorite jeans. And I wear them a lot, especially in the summer. So yeah, this wasn't particularly hard for me to find. I would say that, like, although I think it looks pretty good on me, this like full natural look head to toe, I don't think I would necessarily wear in its like full entirety. Yeah, I would probably wear these things separately, and I like them together. I think they look nice together, but I don't think that I will be like rushing off to wear them together anytime soon. And I don't tend I tend to only wear this belt if I need to. And I haven't been wearing these boots a lot because they're brown, and I don't wear a lot of brown. So yeah, I think that this suits me well enough. I think that it's fairly comfortable, but I think that I would be tweaking aspects of it for sure. And that although natural might be part of the blend, it's not going to be something that I'm necessarily going to wear just like by itself. I tend to feel boring if I wear purely natural clothing. So it's like my safeguard. It's like my safe zone, but it's not my creative zone or my favorite zone. So yeah, that's how I feel about this. I think that it suits me okay. I think I feel fairly comfortable in it. But it's not my favorite, and I don't think that it really gives a very complete picture of my energy. All right, here is our third essence, and this is Gamine. So with Gamine, we're looking at a play of opposites, sharp lines, sort of zigzaggy lines or broken lines, contrast, a lot of opposing or contrasting elements, bright colors, and the general energy is playful, mischievous, very youthful. Nobody says this, but I would argue that it's like a little bit kind of sporty just because it's often described as kind of boyish or tomboyish, and I associate sports with tomboys. But yeah, so a lot of like quirky, bizarre, silly details or elements. And now the sun's moving and it's coming on the other side of my shade. Hang on. No. So I'm playing with the combination of opposites with these like very short pants, which I made recently. And I actually cropped them and I was planning to leave them with a raw hem. But then I used the part that I cut off to patch them because they had all these tears, which I do love a ripped pant. But on these, I just wasn't loving it as much. So I patched them, and then the raw hem felt weird with the patching. So then I hemmed them. So now they're really short, but I actually love them. And I wish it was summer so I could wear them all the time. But it's not. But I'm wearing them in this video. So yeah, these really short pants, which are very in that Gamine situation. They're very cropped. They're sort of broken. They're a bit silly and odd. And then juxtaposing them with this very bright lime green sweater that's really cropped. So again, looking at that really short look, and it's boxy and it's oversized. And then these playful leopard shoes. Ignore my horrible socks. These were the only short socks I could find. They don't fit me very well. I need to get rid of them, clearly. But yeah, these like playful leopard shoes with these bizarrely giant laces, which I think in this silly outfit works. And then my pom-pom earrings, which are bright yellow. And then I did my hair in these silly, playful, bobbly ear things, which I don't know if you can see, but are also mismatched colors in the elastics. So yeah, this is my Gamine look. I think this is where I'm really hitting my stride in terms of feeling comfortable. I feel like this is an outfit that I would be excited to wear. I am excited to wear it, and I can't wear it right now because it's winter. But yeah, this is an outfit that I feel excited to wear, that I think is really fun, that I would feel more creative and more bright and more lively and just more like myself in. Not necessarily the version of myself that's just like, I'm just putting on whatever to feel comfortable and then leaving the house. But actually like the version of myself that is excited to get dressed and excited to make something fun with my clothes. So yeah, but at the same time, it's still pretty relaxed. It's still pretty comfortable. It's not like fussy or overwhelming in any way. It's very practical. So I think this is definitely the sweet spot for me. And as much as I struggle so much with Gamine as a general thing and have a lot of issues and insecurities around how much Gamine is in me, which is a whole other video, a whole other thing to talk about. But yeah, as much as I struggle with it, I do think that it really suits me, and I feel, unfortunately, very comfortable in it. But we'll get more into my Gamine issues at a later date. This is the Gamine I think this works on me. I think this is good. I think this makes sense. So here we are. This is classic, and oh, my pocket's in the wrong place. I hate it so much. I've actually basically worn this outfit, as in this top and this bottom, last summer. And it was one of those situations where I wore it and I was like, I just don't feel like myself the whole time. It is a little bit wrinkly. I should have probably fixed that, but I don't iron. Another reason that classic isn't in my wheelhouse. Yeah, so basically classic is exactly what it kind of sounds like. It's pretty balanced, very moderate, nothing too extravagant, nothing too exciting, nothing too over the top, very simple, elegant, timeless. These are some of the words that come to mind. Tailored, well-fitting, and on people that have classic essence, this just looks really beautiful and very elevated and really nice, and it just really gels with them. I feel. What do I feel? I feel stuffy. I feel like I'm looking at the clothes, not me. Like, I don't really feel like I see myself. Oh my god, the light is like, it's this winter light, my friends. It's just the absolute worst. Okay, I'll stand here and you'll have the top of my head cut off and my shoes, and we'll just power through. And I'll keep working on it. Anyway, yeah, I just feel like not myself. I typically don't feel like myself in more muted or more low contrast colors or color palettes in an outfit. So I think that that's definitely part of it. I like these pants. They fit me really well and they're really comfortable. I bought them on kind of I thrifted them, and I thrifted them as one of those, like, maybe this will get me outside of my comfort zone and allow me to try something new kind of vibe, but they're still, like, similar-ish enough, and I can't say that I wore them a lot, mostly because they just make me feel too formal. Like, every time I put them on, I'm just like, why am I this neat? That's what happens in my head. I don't love this beigey color. A brown again. And like, it's a little bit better because they're wide leg. And like I said, they're very comfortable. I call them my safari pants. But I just don't really wear them, I find. And I've actually been thinking about them. They've been in my summer clothes, and I've been thinking about them and being like, maybe I should just get rid of those. And this shirt, again, very beautiful shirt. It's silk. It's like Holt Renfrew. I got it secondhand from my sister, who I'm sure thrifted it. And again, like, it's beautiful. It's got this like cool little like elegant little eyelet detail in the back. And it feels really nice, but just like the color and the cut of it, it's just so moderate. Like, it just is very, there's nothing out of proportion in it. And there's nothing out of proportion in this whole outfit. And I think on me, that just feels really weird. My body isn't balanced in its proportions. So here we're getting into more kibby stuff, but I don't have a balanced, like, proportionate body. Not in my face, not in my actual body. As you can see, my arms look like very weirdly long. It's just, yeah. So when I wear like really balanced, moderate outfits, I feel like they make me look even more weirdly proportioned, instead of sort of going with it. And yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I would have to do so many things to actually feel okay wearing this, and I don't know if even after everything, I would still feel okay. And I really struggled with shoes on this one. I'm wearing these Birkenstocks because that was the absolute closest I could get. But I really don't have any classic shoes. I've discovered, like, really don't. Yeah, so this is okay. I feel like I'm going on safari in a black and white movie, which is cool, but not really me. It doesn't really feel like me necessarily. Here we are with flyaways with the Ingenue. So this is like definitely one of the harder ones for me. In terms of trying to find things in my wardrobe that I actually have. I do not have a lot of this. So with Ingenue, we're working with basically really girly, youthful pieces. So if Gamine is sort of like little boyish, Ingenue is little girlish. So very feminine, very frilly, very pretty, very sweet, very innocent. But on the sort of like girly side rather than on the more like playful, energetic side. So, yeah, ingenues are often told that they look younger than they are. They're often seen as very innocent, very sweet, again, very feminine. They often have quite like round, soft faces or features. Yeah, and so ingenue is a tricky one for me. It's a style that I really like and I feel really drawn to. I feel really drawn to really girly things. And then I feel really, really stupid in them. And I don't know fully why that is. It's something that I'm still unpacking. So we could do a deep dive into that one maybe at some point. So yeah, this shirt is fairly new. This was a opportunity for me to try and style this shirt. I got this shirt actually as a way to try to introduce some ingenue into my wardrobe that was a little less like hardcore ingenue because it's a little bit of a stiffer fabric. It's a button up, which I wear a lot of button ups, and it's a bit of a darker, sort of more moody color palette, and it has a bit of a sharper floral on it. But the pattern's still really small. It's got this really round Peter Pan collar, which again is one of those things that I love these round Peter Pan colors, but I find that I just feel so weird and silly in them. Yeah, so it's got a lot of ingenue features, so I figured I would try and style this. I've pretty much, over the last few years, wiped all ingenue out of my wardrobe, so it was very hard for me to find things, especially bottoms. So I had to take a jump on these, which I wouldn't say are strictly ingenue, but they are overalls, which I associate very much with like toddlers and children, and I think a lot of us do. And these are very like not like work weary overalls in terms of the color or anything. Like I have Carhartt overalls, which are obviously a little less childish in their vibe, but these are like, yeah, these are like this sort of lighter, almost pastel-y denim blue, which pastels are very ingenue. I have my pink, light pink, fluffy, squishy socks. And we're back with the Birkenstocks because, again, I don't have a lot of shoes in this category that fit very well into this category. I don't have any sweet shoes. This, I think, would be much more ingenue with like round-toed Mary Janes, or something like that. Something really sweet and really cute, but I don't have those things. So, yeah. And then I have some like sparkly hoops that I was wearing in the last outfit as well, just for a little bit of sparkliness and cuteness and some round shapes. And then I have these braided pigtails to add to the cuteness. And actually, surprisingly, I feel pretty okay in this. I feel not the worst, which is saying a lot for an ingenue outfit. I think it's because there's a lot of elements of this that pull it away from the sort of hyper girly. It's like hyper girly in a slightly more straight, straight and boxy shape. I think that's what's doing it for me. I think it's the textures of the fabrics and the shapes of the garments that's making this work a little bit better for me. And also the shoes, honestly. Like, these aren't very ingenue shoes, and this isn't a very ingenue shoe combination, but it's one that I'm very comfortable with and feel like works really well for me. So, yeah, I think it's working for me precisely because it has a lot of elements that aren't truly ingenue in it. The heavier weight of the denim, the more boxy, crisp cotton, and things like that are, and then like straighter silhouette. So, yeah, it's a little bit less intense on some of those hyper girly vibes, but I still think that it gives like I'm innocent and cute and sweet. I still think it really gives that in a slightly different package. So this is really exciting for me because this is like a version of like ingenue that I can actually do. Like, I feel pretty comfortable in this. I think I would wear this. And I think I would feel okay in it. So, yay. Um well. Well. All right. So, this is romantic. So when we're talking romantic, we're talking classically sexy, femme fatale, kind of alluring, intriguing, mysterious, very like mature woman kind of femininity, which, yeah, this is my heartbreaker, for sure. So I have a lot of romantic clothes. It wasn't hard for me to find anything for this one. I had multiple possible outfits. I decided on this dress because I think that this dress is really, really romantic in sort of every element. And I struggled a little bit more with romantic bottoms, so I didn't want to get into some of the romantic tops that I had and try to struggle to pair. So I just went with this dress. So obviously the color, this really deep, rich red, is very romantic. The silhouette, it's bodycon. It's this like soft knit. It's kind of short, but not like super short. It's got these puffed, sort of rounded sleeves. Yeah, it's just really given romantic Christmas party to me. And it's very beautiful. Again, probably like a slightly sweeter shoe might have worked a little bit better with this than these like really pointy black loafers that I was wearing in the dramatic. But we're working with what we got. A heel would be even better. I don't wear heels. I'm looking to try and find a pair of heels that I can actually wear. Sorry, my tights are weird on my ankles, so they're causing weird block ankles. But yeah, we're working with what we have. So this is what I have. This is the best I got. They're shiny and leather, and they're very like grown up. That's the word I'm looking for. And I had to do sort of a deep vampy-ish lip. And my hair's down in these sort of soft, romantic-y waves, which is what my brushed out curl pattern looks like. So yeah, and my heartbreak here is that I love romantic style. I love it. I'm so drawn to it. I think it's so beautiful. I really want it to work for me. I want it to suit me. I want it to fit well with me. But it really doesn't. I don't think that I have romantic in my blend. I don't think it's really a part of me. I think I can potentially pull it off in certain circumstances. Maybe I'll make a video where I try and figure out how to do that. But I think that it always looks a little bit separate from me, or it always feels a little bit strange, especially against my face. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like with my face specifically, it just doesn't like, I don't think I really give like sultry, sexy, mysterious vixen energy with my body language or my face, as we see here with my casual stance. So yeah, I think that this always feels a little bit costumey for me. It always feels a little bit like I'm someone else. And yeah, I like it, but I don't know if it likes me. So that's romantic. This is my romantic dress. I will still wear this dress and I'm not getting rid of it because I love it and it's very cozy. But I might have to work on styling it in a way that's brings in some other elements and makes it seem more connected to me. I also really have discovered that I don't like bold lips on me, which is something that I've discovered in the last few months. I used to be really into a bold lip, and I love bright lip colors, but I think they start competing with my eyes, and I think it confuses my face a little bit. So it's not my favorite on me, but here it is, and it was easy for me to pull because I love these styles and I have so much in this realm of style, so clearly I need to start working with it and finding ways that it does work with me. And yeah, we're gonna move on to the last one, apart from the bonus, which we'll do. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the last one, which is ethereal, which is going to be crash and burn because I don't think I have anything good for this, but we will do what we can. All right, here is the last one, which is ethereal, or sometimes referred to as angelic. And pardon this dress, it's very wrinkly. It was in storage. It was in my summer clothes because it's a summer dress. This is the closest that I could get to ethereal. And as you can see, I'm barefoot, which I also think is very ethereal, angelic. Angels don't need shoes. So I think it works for this one, but also I don't have an ethereal shoe to save my life. So that's all we got. That's what we're working with. That's yeah, that's the most we can do. So yeah, ethereal or angelic, as I'm sure the name suggests, is very otherworldly, flowing, beyond time. Think elves, angels, magical beings. Yeah, a little bit distant. So not really that warm, approachable energy, but a little bit distant, a little bit otherworldly. Getting into that thing. It's a lot of iridescent, sparkly, flowy, loose, magical looking things. A lot of low contrast as well. Yeah, and this is the best I can do. I don't think that this dress is super ethereal in its pattern per se or its color. I think at the very at least it is sort of muted and low contrast. It's not super bold either or super intense. So I think that this pattern does okay as an ethereal pattern. It's a little bit sort of abstract and soft and kind of muted, and it's not the worst. I think forest goddess, this would work. So yeah, I think it's okay in the pattern. I don't think the pattern's great, but I also don't think the pattern's super far from ethereal. And obviously the main part of this dress being ethereal is the silhouette. I think this is a very like goddessy ethereal silhouette with these sort of floaty sleeves, and it's long, it's floating, but it's also like not really poofy or girly, and it's not really sexy or womanly either, but it is very feminine in this sort of like drapey, flowy, magical being vibe. And then I just left my hair loose and soft, per ethereal. I'm wearing these sort of antique earrings that have moonstones in them to give a little bit of that iridescence. And yeah, I think this is okay. I bought this dress because I love it on me, and I stand by that. I do think that I like this dress on me, generally speaking. It's all right. Weirdly enough, like I like this dress on me a lot when I stand and look at it. But then weirdly enough, if I ever actually go to wear it, I always put on something over top of it to sort of break it and make it look like it's just a skirt. So I don't know what that's about. I think it's because it feels really formal to me, even though it's not particularly formal. But I think for me, this feels very like fancy. It makes me feel fancy. It makes me feel floaty and very feminine. And so I think it's really like a certain feeling or a certain vibe, and it's one that I don't necessarily feel like day to day. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that this works okay on me. I don't think it looks super separate from my face. I think it looks better with my face than, yeah, I don't know. Like when I've asked people, people have definitely put like ethereal last and definitely put ingenue more so, and then a little bit of romantic. But I don't know if I would agree with that. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I don't have as much ingenue as people think I do, but maybe I'm not seeing something there. I feel like my yin current, if I have one, leans more ethereal than it does ingenue, and definitely not romantic. I'm as much as I try to convince myself there, it's not working. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Let me know, which of the yin leaning outfits do you feel like suits me the best as a whole picture, looks the best on me? Because I'm not sure. I think this one, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn. I'm torn. I like this dress. I feel nice. I hadn't put it on in a while, and I was kind of like, oh, maybe that was a stupid purchase. But now that I put it on again, I'm like, I kind of like this dress. I feel pretty nice in it. I would definitely wear this to like a summer wedding or something, you know, like a casual-ish summer formal event. That's a weird thing. So yeah, that's it. That's the 7 core Kitchener essences. So yeah, that was really helpful. I think I do a lot of like the thinking about these systems and thinking about it in my head. And I think doing this exercise has showed me so much that like just thinking about it isn't as helpful. That you probably know more than you think you do, especially when you're just like doing it in your head. Because when I was doing this in my head, I was just like, I don't really know. Nah, 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 nah. And it's easy to like sort of talk myself in, talk myself out, go this way, go that way. Yeah, and I think that that's really confusing and easy to feel like overwhelmed by and unsure of. But I think actually going through and seeing these clothes on my body and trying to make these outfits, it made me feel a lot more confident and sure of myself in terms of, I feel like I know a lot more about myself than I thought I did. Like going into this, I felt like I was just going to not have a lot of thoughts and like not really be sure, and that it was going to maybe make me more confused, which is what a lot of like reading and thinking about these things does. It just makes me more confused. But I feel like actually doing it and seeing the things and seeing them all next to each other really helped me sort of like pinpoint certain things and be like, ah, yes, okay, this is why I like this on me. This is why I don't like this on me. This is why I think this works on me. This is why I don't think this works on me. And yeah, just like having that comparison, I feel like I know way more about myself than I gave myself credit for and than I thought I did. Um, and that's really exciting. It makes me feel much more like confident going forward and actually using these essences and thinking about them and also continuing to study them because who am I kidding? I'm still going to read a bunch of stuff and watch a bunch of stuff and feel a bunch of stuff. So, yeah, thank you, Evangeline Molly, because like, yeah, it really worked. It was very inspiring. And I think, like, watching her do it, that's one of the things that made me want to do it because I felt like you could really tell. And, like, hearing her reflection about it, you could really, really see what she felt made sense for her and what she felt didn't and why. And I really agreed with pretty much all of her assessments. And yeah, she's got the ticket there. I think this is a great way to do it. So if you're trying to figure out what your Kitchener essences are or what suits you or what looks good on you, I highly recommend digging through your wardrobe, your friends' wardrobes, um, your storage of clothes if you're like me and have a big storage of things that you are not wearing currently, but that suit maybe different styles. And yeah, see what you can pull together for each of the essences. Or if you're really into makeup, do it like she did with makeup or even with hairstyles. Like all of these things help give you a sense. And I think it was really helpful. I'm really glad that I did this because I think it really cleared some things up for me. So, yeah, in reflection, in retrospect on this journey, I I don't know about like dominant. I think that my dominant essence is probably Gamine, actually. I think that the Gamine outfit felt the most harmonious to me. I think that it made the most sense on me. Um, there wasn't anything that felt really off. And part of that is that that outfit's lines also work really well for my body type. I'm a flamboyant gamine, assumedly, um, in kibbies. So that outfit also worked the best for my body proportions and my body lines. Um, so that might be part of it. But I do just really feel like that one made the most impact. Like I didn't just feel like fine in that outfit. I felt good. Like I felt like myself. I felt comfortable. I felt like my mannerisms made sense. I felt like my face looked nice. I felt like all the aspects of it really pulled together and worked for me. Um, and it is still like kind of intense, just like a more straight version of it. But like if I was gonna wear just one essence, I think that's the one I would have to wear. I think that's the place that I would feel the most consistently comfortable um, and like myself. And I don't always manage to like show up with that much energy and that much like creativity and um, yeah, I'm tired and sad sometimes. So it's not always achievable for me, but I do think that that one was definitely the best in terms of vibe. I think that that one suited me the best. So I actually disagree with people on the internet, and I think that Gamine is my dominant essence. I think that's the non-negotiable for me. And then after that, it's hard. I think I think romantic and classic are out, just like for sure. I don't think that classic is in it for me, and I don't think that romantic is in it for me. I think those ones felt the most separate to me. They felt the most dissonant. I felt the most uncomfortable. Um, the romantic outfit, I didn't necessarily feel uncomfortable in it because I really like it, but I didn't feel like myself in it. And I felt like it was very separate from my face. Like I didn't feel like my face matched what I was wearing. Um, and yeah, I don't see myself being able to wear that and feeling comfortable for very long. It didn't feel sustainable for me. So, yeah, romantic is out, not because I don't love it and have a lot of it, but just because I don't think that it matches my face. I felt like my head was like a totally different thing. Um, and then classic, I just know it's just not for me. I felt totally weird in my body. I felt totally weird in my face. I feel like maybe a little bit. I don't know. It just doesn't, it was doing nothing for me. It was doing nothing for me. And it was making me feel quite uncomfortable, actually. Um, so yeah, I think classic is just not a thing. I think I can do classical elements in certain things mixed heavily with other stuff, but just as a not just as a straight across the board. Um, yeah, I hated the colors, I hated the proportions, I hated how I felt in it. It was just not good. And that I would say is like a nice outfit. Like I didn't hate the outfit. I was like, this is a nice outfit. If I saw someone else in this outfit, I would be like, yeah, great outfit. But on me, I was just like, no, bad outfit. So classic and romantic are out. Gamine is definitely the most dominant, and then I think the rest of them um are I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they all feel like different things. I think Ingenue is also kind of out. I don't think that I actually have Ingenue essence. I'm not typically told that I look younger than I am. I've often been mistaken for being older than I am my whole life. And yeah, I think that where people get ingenue is the gamine in my features. I think that I have really big eyes and I have, like this sort of small, like ingenue-ish mouth. It's very like small and I have kind of bigger lips for my size of mouth. Um, and it's like I have a very dollish mouth and I have these sort of big eyes. And I think that that in its just like basic description definitely gives ingenue for sure. Those are both very ingenue traits. But I think in the actual balance of my face, I don't think that they pull that ingenue, honestly. Maybe I'm wrong there. You can tell me what you think. But yeah, I think that in the actual balance of my face, they end up just adding to the gamine, not really being strong enough on their own to pull an ingenue character. Um, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I've been looking at my face a lot lately and being like, is the ingenue a thing? Because I feel so out of place in ingenue styles. Um, and it's hard for me to say. And I did actually feel really good in the ingenue outfit. That's the other one that I was like, yeah, this is actually pretty good. So it's hard to say. That one could go either way for me. I kind of think maybe, and I kind of think maybe not. I think that either way, it needs a lot of work to work for me. I don't think that I can just dive into like straight ingenue and just be like, yeah, I just put this on and it's very ingenue and it looks great on me. I don't think that's how it is because I think it doesn't match my body very well. If it is in my face, that's the only place that it is. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like I mesh better with ethereal than ingenue. Like, I feel like that's easier for me. It's more straightforward, it's not as difficult. Um, I feel like natural's fine on me. It's sometimes maybe a little relaxed, maybe a little over relaxed. I don't associate very much with the sort of big, billowy, relaxed elements or the really chunky, like heavy elements of natural. I don't think those work very well for me. Um, but I think the like just relaxed, sort of free-flowing, undone energy works well for me, but I don't think in the typical natural vibes. I don't think the browns, I don't think the muted tones, I don't think the bigger, chunkier, heavier accessories, I don't think those look very good on me. But I do think that the like sort of straighter, more easygoing feeling, yes, but in different silhouettes and in different colors and in a slightly like definitely not in accessories. Um, so yeah, I think natural is also sort of a big contender for me, and then I think dramatic is. I also felt pretty at home in the dramatic, honestly. I liked that. I like a I'm gonna hurt you kind of energy um, to a clothing item, especially like I said. If I have to go to something fancy, if I have to do something fancy or something that I feel kind of uncomfortable in, dramatic is 100% the way that I would lean. My armor for I'm uncomfortable in this situation is definitely I'm going to look kind of scary and intimidating and like I might beat somebody up. But like, no, I won't. I'll just send my bodyguard to do it or something. Anyway, I don't know what I'm rambling with there. But yeah, I definitely think some of the dramatic elements work for me. I like a little bit of theatrics. I like a little bit of drama. I like a little bit of intensity. So, yeah, that's my final reflection. My final reflection is basically I think Gamine is the dominant. I think that's the essential. I think I can't do an outfit without a bit of that. That's why I cut my bangs because they always give me a shot of Gamine now, and I think it makes everything look a little bit better on me. So yeah, I think that's the top dog. That's the one I'm for sure solid on. I have that. I need it. It's the main deal. It's important. That's what I feel like this taught me. And then classic and romantic, no, don't even need to look at those. Anything with those in, not my blend. And then natural, dramatic, Ingenue, and Angelic. I I don't know. I don't know between those ones. I don't know what I would say are like the biggest thing. So yeah. So out of three, what would you pick for me if we're saying Gamine is the top, and I had to have two backups out of dramatic, natural, ingenue, and angelic slash ethereal? What would be the ones that you would pick? Let me know. And I'm going to keep thinking about it. And I'm going to go. And I will leave lots of resources in the description. I will leave some resources about Essence Blends, the website that I love to read their articles about it. And I will leave Evangeline Molly's amazing video, and I would highly recommend you go and watch that one. She made dedicated videos for each of the essences, which I haven't watched. I watched the one where she went through the whole thing, and I think that was super helpful to see them all next to each other. So yeah, and that was what inspired this. So go watch her video if you haven't already. It's amazing, and it's super helpful, and it gave me a lot to think about, and I loved it so much. And yeah, if you liked my first hair in my mouth, if you liked my first foray into fashion style related content, stick around. I'm gonna make content about fashion and style and dressing up, and also content about books and probably a decent amount of crossover. I have so many fun things planned, particularly in the crossover. So, like book characters and things like that. Yeah. So, if you like this, stick around, hit the subscribe button, and we can go on this journey together. I'm super excited about making this kind of content. I've wanted to do it for years and years and years, and I'm finally jumping in, and I'm still going to work out the kinks here. I have a limited setup and limited possibilities here, so we'll have to figure out what works and what doesn't, but I'm really excited to dive in. So yeah, thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next